Hello everyone, our today's subject is CHG 190 General Chemistry Semester 1st, and our today's topic is, our section is Introduction to Solid State of Matters, and this is chapter number 1, Bonding in Solids and Electronic Properties. So this is our third lecture, and today we will discuss Classical Free Electron Theory, or MOT, Molecular Orbital Theory. Classical free electron theory, initially stated by Drude in 19, he was working prior to the development of quantum mechanics. So he began with a classical model. So here it is Drude, scientist Drude, who developed this theory, that is a classical electronic theory. So concept of that classical electronic theory. In Drude model, the valence electrons from each atom become detached and wander freely through the metal, while the metallic ions remain intact and play the role of immobile positive particles. So this is concept of Drude model. Each electron behaves as a perfect gas molecule. Each electron is free to move through the entire volume of the metal. All electrons which are present in metal, so that those electrons are free to move through the entire volume of the metal, and system of free electrons in a metal is equal to free electron gas. This is classical free electron theory, and this is Drude model. So our next point is molecular orbital theory. So what is molecular orbital theory? The molecular orbital theory, it is abbreviated MOT, is a theory on chemical bonding. It is theory of chemical bonding developed at the beginning of the 20th century by F. Hund and R. S. Mulliken to describe the structure and properties of different types of molecules. The valence bond theory failed to adequately explain how certain molecules contain two or more equivalent bonds, whose bond orders lie between that of a single bond and that of a double bond, such as the bond in resonance stabilized molecules. This is where the molecular orbital theory proved to be more powerful than the VBT or valence bond theory. Since the orbital described by the MOT reflect the geometries of the molecules to which it is applied. There are some key features of molecular orbital theory. So these are listed below. We can see here some key features about molecular orbital theory. The total number of molecular orbital formed will always be equal to the total number of atomic orbitals offered by the bonding species. The total number of molecular orbitals formed will always be equal to the total number of atomic orbitals offered by the bonding species. This is first feature. Then there exist different types of molecular orbitals: bonding molecular orbitals, antibonding molecular orbitals, and third one is non-bonding molecular orbitals. Of these, antibonding molecular orbitals will always have higher energy. Out of this, bonding molecular orbital, antibonding molecular orbital, and non-bonding molecular orbital, antibonding molecular orbital will always have higher energy than the parent orbitals, whereas bonding molecular orbitals will always have lower energy than the parent orbitals. The electrons are filled into molecular orbital in the increasing order of orbital energy. For example, from the orbital with the lowest energy to the orbital with the highest energy. The filling of electron takes place from the orbital with the lowest energy to the orbitals with the highest energy, lower to higher. This is the order of filling of electron. The most effective combinations of atomic orbitals for the formation of molecular orbitals occurs when the combining atomic orbitals have similar energy. This combination takes place only when the combining atomic orbitals have similar energies, and it gives molecular orbitals. So here in this picture we can see this molecular orbital or the formation of molecular orbital with the help of two atomic orbitals. Two atomic orbitals combine together and it forms molecular orbital. So there is if we discuss the comparison between atomic and molecular orbitals, atomic orbital is monocentric. There is only one center is present, or it contains a single center, and that molecular orbitals which is formed after combining of atomic orbital. So that molecular orbital is polycentric, means molecular orbital contains more than one nucleus. If nucleus of the atom is fixed in a space in case of atomic orbital. If we consider atomic orbital, the nucleus of the atom is fixed in a space. In the case of molecular orbital, nuclei of the constituents atoms of the molecules are fixed in the space at their proper relative orientation. That is the difference between atomic and molecular orbital. In the atom, there are s, p, d, f orbitals, so which are determined by various sets of quantum number. These s, p, d, f are determined by different sets of quantum numbers. And in the molecular orbital, there are alpha, pi and delta orbitals, which are determined by sigma, pi and delta orbitals, which are determined by various sets of quantum number. In case of atomic orbital, the filling of atomic orbitals follows the Aufbau's principle. Aufbau's principle is used for the filling of atomic orbitals, and the filling of molecular orbitals follows also Aufbau's rule. So it is also depend on Aufbau's principle. Any atomic orbital can accommodate maximum 2 electrons with opposite spin. Any molecular orbital can accommodate maximum 2 electrons with opposite spin. So atomic orbitals obeys Hund's rule of multiplicity for filling atomic orbitals, and these molecular orbitals also obeys Hund's rules for filling molecular orbitals. So there is a comparison between atomic orbital and molecular orbital. So condition for linear combination of atomic orbitals. There are some rules or some conditions for linear combination of atomic orbitals. The conditions that are required for the linear combination of atomic orbitals are as follows. So first one is a same energy of combining orbital. The atomic orbitals combining to form molecular orbitals should have comparable energy. This means that 2p orbital of an atom can combine with another 2p orbital of another atom, but 1s and 2p orbital cannot combine together because the energy of 1s and 2p orbitals are different. So first condition is same energy of combining orbitals, or same energy required for the combination of two orbitals. The energies of the atomic orbitals must be similar. Thus, 1s and 2s or s and p orbitals cannot form molecular orbitals in homonuclear diatomic molecules like A2, because the energy difference between 1s and 2s or 2s and 2p atomic orbitals are very great. In heteroatomic molecules such as AB, for example HCl. Second criteria is same symmetry about molecular axis. The combining atoms should have the same symmetry around the molecular axis for proper combination, otherwise the electron density will be sparse. For example, all the suborbitals of 2p have the same energy, but still 2pz orbitals of an atom can only combine with 2pz orbital of another atom, but cannot combine with 2px and 2py orbital, because as they have different axis of symmetry, because axis of symmetry is different in between 2pz orbital and 2px and 2py. In general, z axis is considered as the molecular axis of symmetry. Then next point is types of molecular orbitals. According to the molecular orbital theory, there exist three primary types of molecular orbitals that are formed from the linear combination of atomic orbitals. These orbitals are detailed below. First one is a bonding molecular orbital, second one is an antibonding molecular orbital, and third one is a non-bonding molecular orbital. First one, antibonding molecular orbital. The electron density is concentrated behind the nuclei of the two bonding atoms in antibonding molecular orbital, and this results in the nuclei of the two atoms being pulled away from each other. This is antibonding molecular orbital. This kind of orbitals weaken the bond between two atoms. Then second one is non-bonding molecular orbitals. In this case of non-bonding molecular orbitals, due to a complete lack of symmetry in the compatibility of two bonding atomic orbitals, the molecular orbital form have no positive or negative interactions with each other. So these type of orbitals do not affect the bond between the two atoms. So first one is antibonding, second one is a non-bonding. Here in this structure we can see different molecular orbitals. So here it is molecular orbital of O2. So first one is a bonding molecular orbital, ground molecular orbital, and above that there is a antibonding molecular orbital. So here is O2 O2 molecular orbital and another structure for N2 molecular orbital. Two O2 atoms combine together and forms O2 molecule, and two nitrogen atoms combine together and form N2 molecule. So here it is molecular diagram for O2, means O2 molecule and N2 molecule. So there is a difference between bonding molecular orbital and antibonding. So summation of overlapping parts of atomic orbitals are bonding molecular orbital, and there is a subtraction of overlapping parts of atomic orbitals are called antibonding molecular orbitals. In antibonding molecular orbitals, there is a subtraction takes place between overlap, and in bonding molecular orbitals, there is a summation of overlap takes place in bonding molecular orbitals. So bonding molecular orbitals has lower energy than that of a parent atomic orbital, and that antibonding molecular orbital has more energy than that of parent atomic orbitals. This bonding molecular orbital is stable and this antibonding molecular orbital is unstable, having high energy as compared to bonding molecular orbital. Then electron density lies in the region between two nuclei in sigma bonding molecular orbital, but in case of non-antibonding molecular orbital, electron density is away from internuclear region and separate charge clouds. It shows separate charge clouds in antibonding molecular orbitals. Actually, bonding takes place in bonding molecular orbital. In case of bonding molecular orbital, there is a bonding of atoms takes place, and in antibonding molecular orbital, there is a no bonding is resulted. There is shielding of nuclear repulsion. There is a shielding of nuclear repulsion in bonding molecular orbital, but nuclear repulsion is not shielded in case of antibonding molecular orbitals. There is no node but positive overlap. when bonding molecular orbitals takes place between two atomic orbitals, there is a no nodal region, but overlap is positive or positive overlap takes place. But in case of antibonding molecular orbital, it has node perpendicular to the bond axis, because there is a nodal place which is perpendicular to the bond axis. So here is a difference between bonding molecular orbitals and antibonding molecular orbitals. So today we already have discussed about formation of molecular orbitals, and this is MOT, molecular orbital theory. So in our next lecture we will discuss about conducting materials or metals or conducting materials. Okay, thank you.